let's talk about this Rolling Loud and PlaqueBoyMax's performance, because we didn't get to talk about it yesterday because it hasn't happened yet, or there wasn't any info about it. When I recorded, he's pretty much preparing to go on stage, or preparing for his set or whatever. But let's talk about it now that time has passed and the set has been completed. I think he made a couple mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because apparently, well, not apparently, he performed his hit song Pink Dreads. The same one that he did with DDD last year. The same one that DDG performed last year at Rolling Loud. So this song is a song that's been out for at least a year by now, right? And the hype for the song has died down. The song, it didn't hit. No, the song didn't do numbers like it was any track from 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. You know what I'm saying? If 50 Cent did a concert today and performed one of the tracks from Get Rich or Die Trying, or people would still be bumping that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the Pink Dread songs didn't really do that type of impact. You know what I'm saying? So a year later, when PlaqueBoyMax is performing it, that's annoying. Anyway, when PlaqueBoyMax performed it a year after it had come out, and a year after DDG had already performed it, also at Rolling Loud. Well, here was the crowd's reaction to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like a. Also, real quick, I just noticed that. Nigga, the boots is doing the pink dreads. What the hell are they? You know what I'm saying? I used to see boots like that only worn by women, and at first it was only during the winter, and then it became all the time, and it was not my style. That's all I'm gonna say. Respectfully, not my style. Shit's trash. But anyway, let's keep watching the crowd's reaction, because we're gonna come back to this later. I mean, he putting in the energy. He's not letting the not so reactive crowd. He's not letting them be the lead of his energy, and he's not letting them affect his energy and his hustle. He's he's still putting in work. He's still trying to perform and shit. He's still going. I respect it. You can see the crowd's reaction. I mean, look, you can see him scanning for the crowd's reaction right here. Look at him. You gotta do that. You gotta gauge the crowd's reaction, see if they fucking with you or not, and see how bad they're fucking with you or how bad they're not fucking with you. You gotta do that. So respectfully, he did that shit, and he could, he could tell there's low energy. So he tried to stay hype. You know what I'm saying? He tried to stay high energy. But yeah, some people just really aren't fucking with this shit. At least not the songs that he's currently made. You know what I'm saying? Here's another. A fan said that he forgot how ass PlaqueBoyMax is. FN addict. Now, you may be noticing that there's some uh debris flying around. It was not a windy day. You know what I'm saying? It was not like a windstorm or like gusts of wind that was knocking shit on the stage and stuff. No, those were people. People are throwing trash onto the stage. Now, I said things like this before, and I'll say it again. It's moments like these. What up, Mia? It's moments like these where that make or break a rapper. You know, right now, this is something. This is one of PlaqueBoyMax's dreams. Always wanted to perform on stage at Rolling Loud. You know what I'm saying? He talked about it before. He gets there, and things don't really necessarily go as he planned or hoped. I'm guessing. Yeah, I feel sorry for him too, Mia. But this is it's like a test, Um, everything that's worth it doesn't come easy, and even after it comes to you, you still have to deal with any bumps in the road that you might encounter. So depending on how PlaqueBoyMax reacts to this, like he could let it get to him. He could like it could slowly weigh him down, and he could keep trying to make music, but that music doesn't um achieve the levels that his current music does or has done, and it might slowly drop. He could that could happen to him. He could let that happen to him, or he could be like, all right, I need to, what I'm saying, really put my shit into it, and I'm gonna make some songs that niggas ain't gonna have no choice but to love. Like I'm gonna make some shit that people, that next time I go performing, people are gonna be jumping like crazy in the crowd. He could also go that route, or he could just like stop making music altogether. I'm hoping he goes the route where he, does better, tries harder, and is focused on making sure that everybody knows that he's the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if he feels like he's the shit, he's gotta make everybody else know it through his actions of making better music that people have no choice but to love. Um Now if you really didn't notice that trash was getting thrown onto the stage, let me show you this. I can't give up on the five. I can't give up on the guys. Big stones and survive. Everything I do divine. I gotta give it to him. He he dodged the trash, kept going. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta give him his props. Oh, pussy. Some people would let that shit get to them, and they would like just walk off stage or give up. Nah, he didn't do that. So I gotta give him props for that. He continued to perform and just kept rocking. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him because he's following his dreams. He made it there. He's not gonna. I'm hoping he's not gonna let something like this, a setback like this, stop him from doing what he wants to do. Sometimes you get to the point, a point in your dreams that you always want to get to, and there's like a snag or something that you didn't expect. Your reaction to that lets everyone know, lets God know, or the universe know, whatever you rocking with, lets everyone know that yeah, I'm doing this. I don't care. And then once you get past that hurdle, shit's just smooth sailing. You know what I'm saying? And once you get over that shit and keep pushing yourself. Now, one of the things that ended up on stage while things were getting thrown, somebody's phone ended up on stage. And PlaqueBoyMax picks it up, holds it for a second, and let me just show you what happens. What he does with it. I'm worse Yeah, he threw that. He flung the shit out of that phone, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And honestly, I'm not mad at him because like shit's been going up on stage the entire time, and so he's fuck it, just fling the phone. Like somebody's phone accidentally got up there, fling that shit. But what do you think it looks like from the perspective of the phone? Don't worry, I got that for you as well. Because I'm good like that. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Stick around for more. Don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. PlaqueBoy, hold on, let me show you what it says. POV, PlaqueBoyMax decided that it's my phone's time at Rolling Loud. People got it and just started, yeah. Yeah, you know, to the person whose phone that was, that had to be like not a scary moment, but like a concerning moment, because you don't know if you're gonna get your phone back. You know what's gonna happen to it. But have no fret, have no fear. The person the fan's phone actually made it back to the fan. So that's how the video got posted online. But yeah, his phone made it back to him. Shout out to him. He didn't lose his phone for good. I don't know why it ended up on stage to begin with, but it ended up on stage. Now, of course, like anybody would be, if fans or audience were throwing trash on at you while you were on stage performing, you would be pretty pissed. I mean, so is PlaqueBoy. I mean,
wow, niggas was throwing little ice packs. That shit was annoying me. They trolls. Y'all are trolls.
It's for the culture, man.
Nah, dad took a nigga phone and just launched that shit. That shit's
I took somebody was, oh,
nah, hell no, cause it's like, nah, it would have been funny if I started, who threw that on me? But it's like, nigga, what the fuck?
Those were ice packs? I mean, if it's hot enough to be handing out ice packs, and y'all just be like, man, I'd rather pass out from heat exhaustion. I don't need this damn ice pack, and then throw that shit up. I mean, I don't want to laugh at it because it's still fucked up. Like people would rather like be like, all right, I'm gonna chance this heat exhaustion, and throw the ice pack on stage, like while PBM is performing. I mean, damn, bro, that's kind of messed up. Now, I said we're gonna come back to this point. You know, PBM, PlaqueBoyMax, he performed his hit song, Pink Dreads. You know, the same one that he made with DDG. Again, the same song that DDG performed last year at Rolling Loud, after their song was fresh and new to everybody's ears. So, but everybody is comparing the two performances to they're just comparing both the performances. Here, let me show you. This side says Riz. All right, they're gonna watch the Riz side first. Guess who this is? Yep, that's DDG's performance at Rolling Loud 2025, and he's performing Pink Dreads. Now, let's check out PlaqueBoyMax's performance of Pink Dreads this year in 2026.
When I'm out of town, I be. When I'm out of town, I be. Shit. 1, 2, go, go, go. Yeah. When I'm out of town, I be tripping, I be on. Yeah, yeah. Why you taking pictures in that land? a cold one.
Yeah, the crowd's not as excited, you know. I mean, granted, again, it's a year later. The song has already been out for a year, and BDG already did the same thing last year. I don't think that was a great idea. And oh, by the way, the caption for PBM side of the performance is called sexual harassment. Bro, that's so messed up. That's so fucked up. DDG's version is Riz, but PBM's version a year later is harassment. Bro, what the fuck? But anyway, he didn't let the shit get him too down. As you saw, he was mad that people were throwing that shit, but he didn't like. It seems like he still held his head up. You know, in my opinion, that shit's still hitting him in the inside. But he's not gonna let that shit show. That's how we men do. As a matter of fact, he was chill. I mean, he was chill when he met Northwest. You know, Kanye West's daughter that he pretty much couldn't really be in her life like he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? What's that one song? Something about can't let my daughter grow up in the something, and then look what she ended up becoming. Like, look. Anyway, I think it's a great. I think Northwest is a great example of what, you know, women turn out to be like when their father is not really in their life like that. And this wasn't by Kanye West not trying to be in her life. He just really couldn't be in her life like that. Check this out.
Nice to meet you. North. Nice to meet you. I really like your new thing. North Forever, that's just fire. No cost. Nice to meet you.
Damn, bro. Is that how, like, people entitled celebs act? Like, nice to meet you. All right, bye. And then just turn and walk. Like, damn. I don't know, man. When I get that famous and shit, I'm gonna remember where I came from. I ain't gonna be entitled and shit. When I have kids and they go on and they move on to some shit, I want to make sure I raise them to the point that they're, you know, not entitled little brats. But Kanye couldn't do that, so I'm not gonna pull that on him. Northwest has no respect to others. Yeah, I agree. We just saw that shit, bro. And I do think it's partially the mom's fault. You know? We don't know what she would have turned out like if Kanye was more involved in her life. But growing up rich and both your parents are famous, you would feel some type of way if you didn't have structure in your childhood as you're growing up. And you don't learn to respect others. You don't learn manners. You don't learn how to just interact with the public. You don't learn how to, as some people say, the saying goes, treat the janitor like the CEO. You know what I'm saying? You don't learn to have that respect for others. That's kind of just fucked up, in my opinion. But it's not my kid, and it's not like I'm gonna have to ever interact with Northwest, even after I become famous as fuck. I can choose not to really interact with that shit. I would have dressed and had the hair like North when I was her age. I would have been locked up for probably a year or so by my parents, and I'm grateful for that, to be honest. Yeah, see, like your parents would have been there to be like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Your mom and your dad would have been there to reinforce that and to help you and help guide you on that certain path, you know? But or the path they think is best for you. Not everybody gets that chance when they're missing a parent in the house. So PBM also decided he's chilling. He also named his favorite sets that he's seen so far at Rolling Loud. Let's actually check out what these sets are. What was your favorite set, by the way? If you've seen Rolling Loud or if you've been there to Rolling Loud, let me know in the comments below what your favorite sets were so far.
No biasism, and I just want to know, what was our favorite set besides ours? What was our favorite set?
Besides ours?
I have two favorites. Can y'all guess what my two favorites are? My favorite tools Nine, Net, and Protect, bro. Protect went crazy. I was watching like, nigga, Dick Ryan cause he mad. That shit was going crazy, bro. I like all three of they shit. They went crazy, bro. Them young niggas taking over, bro. Oh God, I don't give a fuck. Of course I look Cardi, but like niggas, young niggas is taking over, bro. Shit is crazy.
Nice, nice. I mean, I really liked Netspin's set as well, because like the rain, the natural rain, when it started to rain during his set, and the way he interacted with it, he didn't let it get to him. He didn't let it get him down. He just embraced that shit. And I like when people take unknown elements that randomly happen and just make it work for them, you know? So that's why I respect that shit. Nine Vicious probably had the best crowd, but I don't really listen to him like that. I don't either, but I still respect it. And I did see that shit when I made the video yesterday. I did look into that shit after the stream too. So he got a great crowd, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like when you finally make it to a point like that, and you're on stage, yeah, people might know who's coming to perform, but like it's different from going to a concert that's all about you, you know? And like it's like, okay, here's the Verizon stage. Now on this Verizon stage, we're gonna have PlaqueBoyMax perform at this time, and then so and so perform at this time, and so random people, mixed crowds could end up into your watching your set. It doesn't have to be curated for you. That's not always gonna be all your fans. And so when you get to that point and you start performing, you have to really gauge how the crowd's gonna react and how they're gonna receive you, because some of these people are probably like, maybe they've never heard of you, or maybe they barely heard of you, or maybe they're diehard fans. But you gotta do what you gotta do in order to make sure that whether it doesn't matter what person they are, what category they're in, that after you finish performing, they know who you are. They all know who you are, and they fucking love your shit. So it's gotta be like, you know, heart pounding and nervous and maybe even a little stressful when you go out there and perform at Rolling Out for the first time. You know what I'm saying? You can get new fans or you can lose some fans. But for the last part of this video, and before I continue my stream, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube after I finished it, after I posted it, be sure to check out my streams on Kick or Twitch. Links are in the description below. So, of course, a certain streamer rapper that we've been talking about lately also had to say something about PlaqueBoyMax's performance. You know, this streamer rapper, he was a part of PlaqueBoyMax's streamer rap wars. You know what I'm saying? And the person that he was against, he won against them. As a reminder, the PlaqueBoyMax's streamer wars, rap battle wars or whatever, was everybody had an opponent and everybody could make a song that disses their opponent, and the judges would pick who won. I'm talking about Cuff'em again. Yeah, Cuff'em. He's the one that won his shit against Reggie during the battle wars, and he has something that was hosted by PlaqueBoyMax, by the way, and he had something to say about PlaqueBoyMax's performance at Rolling Loud. Let's take a look.
Damn. Oh, dick pussy. I ain't gonna lie, just go back to the desktop with it. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, us streamers obviously don't belong on the stage, my nigga. So this is a PSA for all streamers, my nigga. Get the fuck off the stage and go back to the desktop.
I'm glad he worded it that way. This is something for all. It's a personal PSA for all streamers. Get off the stage and go back to the desktop, because he also raps and he also performed at Rolling Loud, like I showed you guys yesterday. So is he also talking about himself when he says that? X it out, to be honest. X it out. But yeah. Let me know what y'all think about PlaqueBoyMax's performance. Do you think he's gonna let it get to him to the point where he like starts to fall off on music a little more, or do you think he's going to take this as a challenge to do better and to make sure that next time he performs at Rolling Loud, he brings in the biggest crowd and is no doubt one of the best performances there? What do you think is gonna happen to him? Let me know in the comments below. And do you think Cuffham is right about streamers in general needing to get off the stage and get back to the desktop? I mean, that would include Cuffham as well. And that would include future me, but fuck that. So anyway, let me know what you think, your thoughts in the comments below. And I'm out. Peace. Much love to you.